Hello everybody, this is Get Inside and Get Inside project financed by Euro Union, and we are in Yerevan now under auspices of this project. We have a debate here with our guest from Johan, for instance, from Germany, Vado, Georgia, Eva, Poland, and Anna, Armenia. And topic maybe first that we would like to touch here is, I think, to show kind of, let me say, not that sort of smooth part of history of neighborhood, like neighbor countries who have common border with, together. And we would like to see, like, hear your opinion. Probably we start from.
Let's start with me.
Yeah, let's start from you. Johan. So, it's your neighbor country, the representative here is from Poland, Eva. So I would like to listen, like, your opinion about what you have actually, what knowledge you have about, like, history of the history of Germany and Poland. Any sort of, like, can be cooperation or what?
I have gone through a great experience with history because I was very interested when I was young in these issues, because in my village they don't talk about this. After the war, the old people don't want to tell us what has happened, and we in school we didn't learn, but in the 70 years, in the 80 years, it was changed with a film from America, the Holocaust. And we get much knowledge about this, and I think the Germans learn a lesson now, and they have made the faults, they are guilty, and they excuse and they acknowledge what they have done. And that is very important. And this is the same with the problem not only with the Polish people or with the other neighbors, also with the Yevs people, with the Yiddish, with Israel. So we acknowledge our faults, and we beg for excuse, and then if you do this, then you can discuss other issues also. Now I can discuss with the Israelis what they do wrong with Palestine. But if I don't excuse, and not my fault, but my father's fault, then I cannot discuss it with them. Then they want to say to me, oh, you are not right to do this. Now I can discuss this. Also, is something wrong in Poland? I can discuss this in Poland, because they know I say it like a friend, not as like an enemy.
Thanks, that sounds interesting. We would like to know your thoughts.
Relation between Germany and Poland was always difficult, I think, in previous times. It is going better now when we are in the European Union. We are close partners, but from the very early beginning of our country, we were really fighting for a long time, like from the Middle Ages it started, and it ended really in the 20th century. But it doesn't mean that we are not friends now, because I think that the relation between our countries is getting better and better. Now maybe since the new government is in Poland, it is complicated. It couldn't be so good as it was in previous times, but I think that the relation between people living in Poland and common people, I mean not politicians, is so good, and many people many Polish people live in Germany, and we know each other very good, so it's getting better.
Okay, maybe we come already next our neighbor countries, and later I will come out with another question. Your opinion about?
So I think that we and Armenia, Georgia and Armenia, historically we are friends. We never had any kind of bad situations. Our population, the whole country lost each other. And they really, a lot of Georgians live even say that in Tbilisi, there is like, we have that kind of the stereotype of the Tbilisi citizen, and it's really different from other cities or countries. And I can say that Armenians who were living in Tbilisi, they made this kind of citizenship. They made with us, with Georgians, and I really appreciate that. I also love the Armenians as well as the other citizens of Tbilisi or the whole Georgia. So I can say only good things. I think so.
Thank you. And about Georgians, we study from their history that we have some common history. We pass a long way together, long centuries. We live near together, and sometimes we struggle against the common enemy. And we have only positive opinions about Georgians, and we appreciate them as our neighbors. We appreciate them as people who have rich history, rich culture, and we are completed each other in this region, I think.
So many good things. So just one sort of kind of like oral question I would like to direct you, like Georgian and Armenian guest. So I think now that young generation, when I see, because very often I travel between Armenia and Georgia, I see that young generation, they don't know that much each other's history that well, like my father's generation knew in Soviet time, because they had to learn in school about this. And so I see that it sort of brought not knowing each other, not recognizing each other so well. Do you think that exists as a young generation?
I can say that it's really obvious why the older generation knew better and knew a lot about each other, because it was the Soviet Union. It was one country, we can say that, and it was pretty easy to travel a lot in between. And nowadays something changed. I think, in my opinion, Georgian youth, they have a chance to go to abroad somewhere else, and they're like, they don't know what's happening in Armenia, and that's why they don't want to come here and have friends here, or neither the Armenians. But I don't think that the most part of the population of Georgia or Armenia don't know anything. I think that they all know the history, the same history, because in our schools we learn Georgian history, I can say, as well as the Armenian history, because historically all the enemies that went here went in Armenia too, and reverse, vice versa. So I think that they don't have that kind of that strong connections as they had 50 years ago maybe, but I don't think that it is going down. I think it will be stable always.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm agree with Rahman, but I want to mention one thing. I wish that politics never influence on the relationship of people, especially nations who are close to each other and who lived during the centuries, many centuries together, and they have good relationship. I wish that a new generation know about it. It's no matter how different our foreign policy courses, and it is important. But in my opinion, in a personal level, the nations must know each other better. Not, for example, if the politics I don't want to influence in our relationship with Georgian citizens. And I agree with Mahtan that our generation know about each other more and more, but I can say with the name of Armenian youth that unfortunately it is fortunate to come to Georgia, but unfortunately Georgian youth not coming to Armenia very often as Armenians does. That's why I wish that you have chance to be here, and maybe you will tell your friends about our nation, and we will be happy to meet them here.
extremely patient. So, maybe come to you, Johan. So, again, like the same reflection of the same question in your reality. So, the Soviet era, when it was like two poles world, kind of like Western and this like socialism, and I know that like Germany also was divided in two parts, like Eastern and Western Germany. And sort of, in a, like geopolitically, Poland was part of that, like Eastern Germany, which was a more social thing. So I just talked about this reality, and more or less our guests will agree with this, that after collapsing Soviet, something like independence gave us different, like be free to you choose your like direction of development, and that could be kind of. So whatever we talk. Do you think that there would be difference, especially your age, I think you will feel this better, this difference in Cold War time when it was our cartons and now when those collapse, something you learn more about Poland as a like neighbor country, or just nothing changed, you knew that before?
For me, no, I learned more before. For most people in Germany, after. Because I was very interested in politicians. I was a member of the Social Democrats. We made the treaties. My favorite politician was Willy Brandt, and he goes to Poland. He goes on the knees, and he begged excuse. We did much with the Social Democrats. We struggled very hard with the other parties in our country because they refused. They don't want it. We made the step to Poland, we make also the step to Russia, because without Russia in this cold times we can do nothing. And the people acknowledge this. 40-50% of the population supported this politics, and then it was sustainable. But some common people didn't know so much about Poland, because they couldn't go in this country, and there was a cut after the Second World War, you know, because people have no this contact. And now they go traveling, their tourism, there is between pretty much Polish people, as you say, ever are working in Germany, people from Germany came there, they youth exchange, and so on and so on. And now the people know each other better, especially after the entry from Poland to the European Union. Also the Polish people are now more open now with the European Union to the Germans, because there was some big difficulties because they don't like the Germans, because the history and is understandable, but now it's better and better and better. Sometimes we have problems, but it's mostly the politicians, not the population. I think now it's a good connection, we are friends, but sometimes politicians are struggling, and we have to take care. We citizens have to take care that it will be not bad burden.
And your opinion about, actually you are different generation, but whatever, like what was for you like to discover Germany? Like Germany that you heard from your older generation, like in imagination, based on stories and stories, and your discovered Germany.
My opinion about Germany and how I discovered that is based also on what I've heard from my parents, how they were taught at school about the relation between Poland and Germany, what is very important. And I started the school, I started my education after collapse of Soviet Union. So I was taught that this is just a normal country like everyone else. But my parents was taught that this is a very big enemy, and it was because we had only one big friend. It was Soviet Russia, and it was in opposition to that was a very big enemy. It was German, and this opinion is also you can see it in some communities. There are some people who still believe that. But in my generation, traveling is very easy, especially now when we don't even need a passport to pass the border, and to go to Germany we don't have any borders. So Germany is a very nice country to visit it, and it's very close. The tickets are very cheap to get there. You can even everyone can do it, and many people just do it. So Germany is the strongest neighbor country, and I think that our knowledge about it is very, very good. I'm not sure if all youth in Poland knows the names of the politicians in each country. I don't know, but we always know what's happening in Germany, and we are really interested in it.
Good to hear that many of the sort of like historical issues are sort of like you both found that it's kind of like socially overcome. Some opinions exist, but in general, like socially like overcome. What do you think, like, what helped you to come to this situation? I mean, like Euro Union having open borders, encouraging mobility, like, do you think that those kind of projects, those kind of programs, like, made closer and helped really to also just maybe change the image of, like, this horrible image of Germans?
It's difficult to say, because I think people who take part in projects like this are generally open, and they don't need to change their opinion. In case of Polish people, I can say that I cannot tell it about other nations who take part in this project. But this is very important for me that I could take part in it, because I could experience something what I couldn't expect, really, and it is my really opinion about it. And we were talking after meeting here, we were talking in a room, hotels, and the discussion was continued. It is really true. So this was very opening for me.
So while I wanted to reflect the aspect of the question, because just shortly I would say, as an Armenian living in this country, we have problem with two of our neighbors, and one of the main problems is also this contact, that we are not really open to, like, there is no way to visit each other to see, and this image of, like, for us there is, for instance, image of Armenians as a horrible people, and for Armenians Azeris as a horrible people is really like exaggerated. It's maybe when you see and talk, a lot of things will be changed, and it's now there are a lot of programs that encouraging this sort of thing, especially in a social field like between youth and cultural field, with the hope that maybe this is first step that will later make for politicians to make this sort of thing. I know that also the program that you run, that you are director, is encouraging this sort of mobilities between, like, intercultural, like we say, cross-border intercultural mobilities. What is your belief in this? Do you think that it really will bring kind of globalization in a good meaning, like understanding each other as a human being?
Of course, that was the reason that we applied for this project. It was a possibility to get a fund, get money to bring the people together. It's a good opportunity, but we need more from this. We need much more from this. We have to do much more, and the politicians, the European Commission, should give more money for this kind of projects. Why we choose this project with these partners? It's the reason that we discuss now here. Then Poland and Germany, you see that's a positive example how we overcome prejudices and such things. And that was not only with these programs. We need really wise politicians. And that is the thing that we have now, the problem, not now, since several years, it's much, these hundreds of years, this problem with Armenia, Azerbaijan, or the Turks or the Muslims. We have not wise politicians because the Azerbaijan don't acknowledge and the Turkish people, not Azerbaijan, the Turkish negligee, they don't acknowledge this, what they have done, the genocide. There is a problem. And they are, if you don't acknowledge this, then you have enemies. And we're struggling with Poland, what you told, about 500 years, also with France. In Europe we have 500 years always struggle and always fighting. And we was Christians. And despite of this we was struggling. Now there is also not intercultural differences, also religious differences. And so it's good that now we see that Azerbaijan, that Georgia, that Armenia, there is a tree. What is possible in Europe with people have wise politicians, wise decision, good constitution, that is very important to have a good constitution. And then, of course, it's possible with money and with funds to bring people together. But you see, there are projects between Armenians and Azerbaijans? No. There are projects between Turkish and Armenians, and it was the beginning from this, but now this stupid Erdogan stopped it, I think. It's because he is against freedom of speech and he don't like this. So I think I will stop now because other people want to talk also. I think it's very important to have such programs that have politicians, they give money that the European Commission supports this, but we need more.
Thanks, Johan. I also believe in that and believe in success of the sort of like encouraging that sort of programs to bring people together. That's a good question about building links between Armenia and Azerbaijan. We had something that at the beginning 90s after the war, but recently it gets worse and worse. And that meeting point was Georgia. Actually, and Georgians, all my colleagues and countries, they took that role actually, like providing that kind of platform where Armenians and Azeris, they can meet in a framework of any sort of like meetings can be used or art or whatever and financed by European foundations or Soros Foundation, and it was actually a good start, but later everything went down a little bit. So maybe, like my question to you about the same issue that we were talking now, like need of developing more links. I will tell like my opinion why I think it's important, because somehow we appeared, I mean like Armenia and Georgia, now we are neighbor countries, historically we were very, very close. But now we appear in a sort of different geopolitical alliances. So I always remember my grandfather, who was Georgian Armenian, he always said, okay, this is only 70 years, but we have 7,000 years maybe living together. How we can do 7,000 years sacrifice to the 7 years? Your opinion, if that affected in a way in really a relation of countries, I see that between people, not, but in an official level.
This is a good question, I guess, and as I think, Armenia and Georgia should always work together because we can help each other in many cases. For example, you mentioned geopolitical alliance, so we have good links with the ones you don't have, and vice versa, you have good links with the ones we don't have. So I don't be the bridge. So we can easily be friends, like more closer than we are now, and we can help each other to connect the countries we cannot connect by ourselves. So I think, anyways, in Georgia as well as in Armenia, we should start negotiations between the countries, between the neighborhood, and I think that this is really important. When the neighborhood is strong, then nothing will be too fearful. So yeah, that's my opinion about this.
Okay, thanks. The same question, actually, I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm also in the opinion that a strong neighborhood have to have good internal politics also, because if you feel something from external politics that threats from external politics, it's very hard, and it's always playing card for internal politics, for politicians. In case of Georgia, yes, I see the necessity to have a broader relationship, more close to boost our relationship, because we have to know each other better. It's no matter how much we live together, but in any case, in politics do many things, and I'm sure that it is better, even we have some controversial opinion about our external politics, about our foreign politics. We have to find the similarities and to move together forward. In case of Armenia, I think in our country we are not against anyone. We just want to live in peace, and I never heard that our government or anybody else speak about hatred or hatred. There is no hatred language in Armenia. It's only language of peace. And I hope that people-to-people contact maybe will help to overcome the obstacles. But in any case, this is something, all problems maybe will be solved if the political will be from both or third sides.
Okay, thanks, Anna. So maybe due to time, maybe we have one more question to discuss. It's kind of like I want to summarize what we had talked about. Again, we start from you, Johan. Do you think, no, not do you think, like, okay, what you think that you still see that you can develop in a good way between Poland and, yeah. What kind of links, what kind of, no, like your opinion as a nation, not as a counselor of Germany.
Yeah, it was my wish when I was a child to be chancellor, but it was not possible. No, I have a good example. My grandmother from mother's side is living in Poland, and she had to go after this terrible events that she was going to Vienna. And I was researching of the trace of the history, of my history. And I went to Poland, to former Elbstreußen and Schlesien, and I make a movie about this history, our common history, the Poland Germans. It was struggling 1,000 years more between Germans and Poland, Slavs and Germans. The Russians was involved, much people. And then I went to Torun and to Fromberg, and I was in Königsberg, but it was Braniewo, Fromberg, Torun, and these towns, and there was living a great European, it was Copernicus. And I make an interview with a professor from the university in Torun, and he told me Copernicus was living here, died in Fromberg, there's a grave there, but he was living in Torun for a long time, and he was. And Poland and Germany are struggling. It's a German Copernicus, and the Poles say it's Polish, but for himself he say, I'm Polish, I'm a Polish, but I speak German, but my thinking is European. And that is what I want to develop, and also our countries have to think about this. We have our nation. We are Polish, we are Germans, and we are quite proud of this. Not like some Germans are not proud of their country, I understand, but they could be proud because that's a great history. And also Poland. But we speak different languages, we could learn other languages to speak, and we can think like other people. We have to see the country through the eyes of of the people who are living there, not through your eyes. And we have to develop our common values, that not only human rights, also culture, heritage, and so on and so on. So I think that is a way to do the best, and that this project can help for this also.
Okay. Thanks. And you, please. You remember the question?
A little bit. In my opinion, I'm completely, I think exactly the same what you think, that the idea of the European, of Europe should be in progress all the time, and everyone should be more aware of, more conscious of what is it, what is the idea, and what it comes from, what is how it started, and if we feel European, there is no problem. I think that many people could be afraid of losing their own identity, but it doesn't happen in EU, so we shouldn't be afraid of it.
No, but the question was how you imagine develop. Is there anything that you would like to more develop in the relation, or everything is okay? I mean, just I want to see if there is a limit that you think that is got, or still something must be that gets moved a bit.
I think we should be afraid of nationalists, and if there are some movements in whole Europe, movements of nationalists, and it could be difficult to fight with it, because many young people, really young people, become nationalists. They don't remember what the war is, and they don't feel really European, and this is what we should fight with, that we should educate and Poland. I mean in Poland, because I could have some influence, so I could change it a little bit, my area, my community, but I think that all countries in the EU should take care of it.
Okay, and just again come to this issue and then we'll go. I heard, I think several times during my travels and also meeting friends from Poland or from Germany, though when these borders are already open, like you both are in Schengen zone, which means like no border between each other. And one of the main, also very, I'll say, really one of the really topics at the moment is about refugees or work migrants. I don't think that from Germany will come to Poland. But what do you think about this?
In fact, we had some refugees, and some of them escaped from Poland to Germany. Even they knew that they would be punished when they were cut, and they wouldn't have such a good condition in Germany if they really get there, but they preferred to be illegal immigrants in Germany than legal refugees in Poland. And amount of refugees in Germany and in Poland is so completely different. We have discussion in Poland, should it be 2,000 or 7,000 or maybe 10,000 would be too much. It is such an amount as in one city in Germany, I think, and maybe not a big city. So this is completely different situation. And we have some groups who are very, very against the refugees in Poland, and I think it's the same in Germany. But we should know, you should know, that we already had some refugees, especially from this region, and we have some refugees from Ukraine, and nothing happens, nothing wrong happens. This is, I think it's because the problem of accepting it is we just have to have some, we just have to take some refugees and to take care of them. Is that it is so loudly, such a big discussion in the media. And if our society didn't realize that we had 100,000 refugees in Poland, so it wouldn't be really a problem.
Okay, so you want to talk? shortly about the Serbia.
One sentence and then maybe we have to come to the end, but I think Georgia and Armenia have to say something more. I'm very proud that Germany is open for refugees, but we have to take care. I'm not for that millions and millions are coming. It's not possible. You have to integrate them, you have to help them, you have to educate them, to give them possibilities to develop. So my opinion is, I think on the past of Germany, what is happening in the past in Germany, that we have the duty, and in our constitution is written that we have to help the refugees. But we have to know, only in case that the life is in danger and there are political, that they are in danger for politicians in other countries. That is in danger for their life, not for economical reasons. So we cannot solve the whole problem of the world. So therefore we have to know which kind of people are in our country. And at the moment we didn't know what people are in our country, and this is a danger for the inhabitants in Germany also. And yes, refugees, but we have to know what are kind of refugees, and we have to register them, and we have to manage it, so we have to reduce the amount.
Thanks. So I come already to the previous question about your vision of what kind of fields or links you think that we need and we can develop between Armenia and Georgia that brings in much better relation. We are in good relation, actually. Yeah, shortly we'll say you very, it's my opinion, I think maybe if I'm wrong you can say, in the world, very, very rarely you can find neighbor countries that during 2000 years there was no almost war between them. So you just thought that you were fighting centuries, we know. So this is brought kind of more making jokes on each other or knowing each other so well that we can't lie to each other. So, but still, there is something that needs to go smoother. So your opinion?
So first of all, I think that we must make more like this kind of projects for the neighbor countries. In Georgia, I think the Georgian youth doesn't know well the Armenian youth and doesn't know how Armenians think, what they watch, what they listen to, and so on and so on. So I think that we should start doing the projects that will help them to understand each other. I mean, they don't have really problems in understanding each other, critical problems, but for example, if they find the common interests and so on, I think that it will be better and better in the future. The Georgians will start to come again in Yerevan, as well as the more Armenians will start to go to Georgia. I have many Armenian friends, and I will be happy if all other Georgian youth would have the friends like me, because I really love them and we are really good friends. So I think this will be great.
When I first saw that Georgian participants are coming to Armenia, I was very happy because every time we host from Europe, participants from Europe, and it's my first experience to host Georgian participant. And I'm agree that we have to find something common, but in any case, I think we are interesting to each other that in our difference. I mean, in cultural difference, yes, we have some habits, some historical influence that make Georgians and Armenians similar, but it is enjoyable for me to go to Georgia and enjoy their type of culture and say that it is Georgian and I respect it. And I'm very happy to meet you here, and I'm sure that to you and to your other friends, we will have a good connection in Georgia and we'll be in touch in the future.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, friend. It was really very interesting conversation. Actually, I was thinking maybe it would go more like closer to debate, but it was very complimentary conversation, which shows actually this is also a position, so you can't artificially make it. And I wanted to provoke something but couldn't. Thanks. So, okay, maybe as an Armenian, Georgian Armenian, I would like to say shortly my opinion about this link. I think you were really both very, like right and important in this sense. We need maybe more programs to do these mutual visits more like frequently. Unfortunately, this is an interesting thing. For me, for instance, maybe you can also prove that. It's much easier to find funding, go to Germany or to France, than go to Georgia. And the same is also there. This is a little bit nonsense. Now, yeah, social situation goes up, so we can once visit to see each other. But I think we need something really regional encouragement to develop this kind of mutual visits and cross-border projects. And this one was done thanks to you, Euro Union and Euro Commission, and get inside. Thanks.